When I was around 10, I went to go see the Phantom of the Opera down at the Irvine Auditorium at the University of Pennsylvania. And it was Peter Krasinski playing this magnificent, huge organ. And I thought that was just the coolest thing at the time. And I was like, I still do think it's the coolest thing. And I wanted to do that. I remember we had a so-called movie night in our backyard, and we took one of my keyboards out there, and I accompanied Stan Laurel's Just Rolling Along. And that was my first time ever playing it, and I was around 10.
In the 1920s, cities across America built extravagant movie palaces. The silent movie era was in full swing, and mighty symphonic pipe organs were a central part of the show. Brett Miller is now 16 years old and helping to keep the art alive.
This is the Trenton War Memorial, which is one of the most fascinating stages I think I've been on, just realizing the amount of people that have been on this stage, from Duke Ellington, Count Basie. Rachmaninoff did a recital here in the 40s. So the organ was placed in here. It's not original. It came in the 70s, but it came from a theater just down the street, the Lincoln. It creates quite a punch in this room. It's very big.
The instrument was built in 1928 by the M.P. Muller Company. They were in Maryland. Members of Garden State Theater Organ Society rescued the instrument when it was being removed from its theater, which has since been torn down.
We are in the left-hand side chamber, which has some of the more ensemble type pipes. This is a flute. It's a wooden type of pipe, and you could actually just take it out and blow into it. This is actually supposed to be a human voice. So it sounds, the lower end sounds more like a frog, but it's really a unique instrument, all wind blown, and is amazing for something made in 1928.
The instrument was moved in here in 1976, and we began a concert series back then, and has pretty much continued to this day.
For his recent appearance at the Trenton War Memorial, Brett chose to accompany Metropolis, the classic sci-fi film by Fritz Lang.
Metropolis was Fritz Lang's masterpiece. It was created in 1927 and was really what we consider the first science fiction film. It inspired so many other films to come after it. You can see it in Blade Runner, you can see some of the things in Star Wars. It's a great film. It's a long film. It's a workout for me. It's 2.5 hours long. It's one of those films that keeps you captivated the entire time.
Director Fritz Lang commissioned a famous German composer of his day, Gottfried Huppertz, to write a complete symphonic score for the film.
He was very operatic. He liked romantic scores, and he wrote for a huge orchestra to go along with it. So when I got the score, I looked at it and decided how I was going to do the film, and I thought the best way was keeping it 100% original to what it was intended, to the Huppertz score, and playing it matched up to the film, as they did it in Berlin. As in my actual sheet music, there was German cues right above the music, and that told me really where to line stuff up so I could be right on the money. And if I had to adjust, I would be able to, because I could look forward or behind.
Brett, he's got great talent and a great understanding of music, and that's why he can interpret film so well.
My friends, believe it or not, when I tell them, they go, "Oh, I would never expect you to do that," because you wouldn't see a person my age. I don't think no one else will be doing it. But it's something that is a lost art, but really needs to be shared to keep going.